ANIOMA dị mma. ANIOMA dị mma. ANIOMA dị mma. Ụmụ ANIOMA bịanụ ka nwere ofu obi na-ebi. Ụmụ ANIOMA bịanụ ka nwere ofu obi na-ebi. Anyị bi n'udo, ife ga-adị mma. Anyị bi n'udo, anyị ga-enwe mmeli. Ụmụ ANIOMA bịanụ ka nwere ofu obi na-ebi. Sawa, sawa, sawa.
Piano.
Hey. N'ịbụ ndokwa ụkwụ dị anyị ọcha, ike ahụ osimiri, anyị chapụ nwanne o. Anyị bi n'udo, ife ga-adị mma.
Chukwu na-eze afọ ọma eze udo. Daalụ n'ọgọ n'afọ ọma ndị isi anyị niile n'ofu n'ofu, isi ezinụlọ n'ofu n'ofu. Anyị na-ekele na nzukọ ANIO osimiri ndị ike izu ike. Etu o si bụ na ịkpọkọbaga anyị ka anyị wee nwee ike gbaa nkata maka ịdị mma mmadụ ibe na mmadụ ibe. Ịdị mma obodo anyị, ịdị mma ụmụ anyị, ịdị mma ka anyị wee na-enwe ịga n'ihu. Anyị ji obi umeala arịọ Chukwu nna ka ịkwado anyị n'izu anyị na-eme, kwado anyị na nkata anyị ga-akpa ome n'ife ọbụla anyị na-akpa ga-abụ ife wetara anyị ịdị mma nke ahụ na ume ndụ. Anyị wesi na ya na ikpeazụ welite elele n'ekwu anyị na nkwa. Ife ndị a ka anyị na-arịọ ị na-edu anyị, gọzie ndị niile ga-agwa anyị okwu tata ka ome na anyị ga-esi na ya wee na-amụta. Obodo anyị ga-adịwanye mma, izu anyị ga-aga n'ihu, nwanne ga-amalụ nwanne. Anyị ga-esi na ya wee dị ndụ n'ime ife ndị a ka anyị na-arịọ site na Kristi dị nwe n'anyị. Asị na onye weta onye weta ndụ. Anyị bụ ndị a kpọbara ụlọ a, anyị na-ekene unu. Na-ekene unu na ọbịbịa ụlọ bịa. Na ụkpụrụ ji bịa, unu ga-eji were na. Ahụ ga-adị ụlọ mma. Ọganihu unu ga-enwe. Otu onye ga na-agapụ n'ihu, ụlọ sọpọtụ ọ gara aga n'ihu. Ahụ ga-adị anyị ma sara Kraịst.
You're welcome once again. Thank you so much. At this point, I would like to invite the chairman of the occasion, for his special remark. Speaking of no other than Professor ANIOMA, a round of applause as he takes the center stage.
I want to especially recognize all those who are representing our traditional institutions here today. I want to say welcome. I want to thank our women, because I've seen nobody is thanking our women. And I enjoy the Aguba dance, even though this Aguba dance has come with a lot of innovations. The drum itself. But I was quite struck that our Aguba dance too from Buloko, there are no women there. I'm surprised. What has happened? Prince Clement Okonjo, members of this noble association, the representative of the Catholic Bishop of Iseloko, Monsignor Aduba, our special guest of honor, the very most distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko, who is here ably represented. I stand on all already established protocol. When I was asked to share this occasion, I was lost. Lost in the sense that I know that ANIOMA area can boast of the best of sons and daughters. When you look into the banking sector before now, and up to this point in time, those who anchor that sector are sons and daughters of ANIOMA Oshimiri. And so there's no aspect of the walks of life that will not find great sons and daughters in this area. But at times again I look and I wonder what is happening to this area. As the chairman or the president of this association rightly said, once upon a time you can talk about the Dembele State Civil Service and you cannot talk about the sons and daughters of ANIOMA who led the way all through. He talked about the Okunjos. He talked about the Harlins. He talked about the Amadi Minas. These are sons of this area who did so well, and even years after they are gone, we are still proud of them. Even in the, when you look at the female side, we still had sons and daughters who were very, very good in what they did representing this area. Do we forget in a hurry Joy Ogu, Professor Joy Ogu? She represented us so effectively, and our daughter, Miriam Abangida. So, I'm happy when this association was born with clear mindset to continue to promote the ideals of the ANIOMA people, especially seen in the Anyocha Oshimiri people of that sector. We are special people. And because we are special people, God has imbued in these members, in this association, to begin to think of how to make our area good, better, and the best. We must not shy away from it. We must not begin to develop inferiority complex. No community, no area is better than Anyocha Oshimiri. None. You see, we have the capital, and it's peaceful for everybody because we are peaceful people. We have the most beautiful, brilliant women you can think of. So I want to... Exactly. So I want to challenge us, just as our president had said earlier, that it is for the elders. But when the younger ones wash their hands clean, they can eat with elders. I want to challenge the younger ones here, who believe they have something to offer, to join this association and continue to propagate and promote our culture and traditions. Our culture and traditions are dying. They are dying daily. One of the ways you can see that the culture and tradition of our people is dying is the school children's drum that was used for the Aguba dance. Fine rendition, but what was the instrument used? In 10, 20 years' time, the kids that are born would not know the traditional instrument used for this dance. The dance is at the verge of extinction. We must do everything to sustain it. We must do everything to encourage it. So I welcome all of us here. I thank members of this association for taking through this and making it possible today. Of course, there must have been handicaps trying to put this together, but they have done well, and I encourage them. I thank you all for coming. I plead with you to listen to our guest lecturer today, Professor Odigwe Nwokocha, who is also son of the soil, who will be talking about traditional deterrence to antisocial behavior in Enuani and Anyocha Oshimiri communities, bridging the gap between governance and culture. I believe that listening to our son will be learning so much from him. Thank you very much as I place you in God's own hands. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if you would permit us to move on to... Very well, thank you. Would like to call on our very special guest, who is representing Senator Ned Nwoko. We have Wishi Godfrey Udogo, Director General, Technical Committee on the creation of ANIOMA State, for this all-important lecture. We would like you to listen carefully.
Let's do it one more time. Afugo ekune. Ekugo anuna. Very, very apt at this time. Daluno. I want to start first and foremost acknowledging everyone here. The Royal Father of the day, Asaba Professor Kepa Nyasinge, I believe is ably represented, Yasabo Pasaba. The Royal Mother of the day, Royal Highness Dr. Adat Diose, Obi, Dr. Adat Diose, whom I believe also, that's your mother, Pasaba, I believe she's ably represented as well. Special guest speaker, Professor Ned Culture. I greet you. I greet the president of this very association who spoke last. I greet the chairman of the occasion, Professor Kenny Amina. I greet all distinguished elders, esteemed guests, our most revered traditional rulers who are here, high chiefs, respected high chiefs of ANIOMA and from even beyond who are here, our women, respected women who are always holding the fort, who are always at the forefront of keeping our traditions, even ANIOMA youths, some of whom are here working. I greet all of you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to first of all speak about the creation of ANIOMA State. So I'm going to speak first what the president spoke about last. I brought it first. Then after that, I'll make a few remarks on the topic of the day, traditional deterrence to deviant behavior in ANIOMA Oshimili, bridging the gap between governance and culture. That is also very, very important. In fact, very apt at this time. Makana, many things name it time. Omehen nebobna was indike one of a neighbor. Indike one of a neighbor if a name maybe. So I'm so glad that this organization launching themselves out today are comprised of Ndike, who decided that na Anifua Aigeneku. At the Kusizia Mawana, when I hear Google. I'll come back to that. But briefly on ANIOMA State creation. I want to remember that the creation of ANIOMA State, or the quest for ANIOMA State, many of you know, many of you may not know, that it started 71 years ago. 71 years ago. That was when Chief Dennis Osadebe took the first proposal, the first request to the colonial office in London, requesting that the Mid-Delta province be carved out, whereby ANIOMA should be carved out of the Warri and Benin provinces. So 71 years on, successive military, civilian governments later, I know we're not fighting for the creation of ANIOMA State. But I will not bother you with so much of the history, but I'll fast forward all of us to last year. Last year, August 31st, 2024. Many of you know never today, Gelote, that we were all gathered in this hall on August 31st last year. As we called for ANIOMA Summit, which was summoned by distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko when he told India ANIOMA. In fact, his summary is this: I did not start the quest for ANIOMA State but this renewed quest that I'm determined to follow it and see it through. So he deserves a round of applause. For almost 1.5 hours, explaining that that it is high time the people of ANIOMA come together, stand firm in unity, and request for their own state. And that somebody like him, who has so much passion for this. I don't know if any of you know, as the president said, even from when he came to the House, the first time I've been in the House of Representatives, he has started talking about it. And the passion for ANIOMA State is what he eventually lives on, in summary. Brief remarks on the topic of the day, because I believe it's a very important topic. When I'm as in our guest, our lecturer for today, I know he will do justice. So I'm just going to make a brief remark on the topic, because Professor Nwoko, I want to concede the microphone to him to do justice to the topic. And so it is my honor to represent distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko at this very important gathering of our ANIOMA Elders Association. The theme of today's lecture, traditional deterrent to deviant behavior in ANIOMA, bridging the gap between governance and culture. It could not have come more timely. Because for centuries, our people have relied on strong cultural systems of regulation that sustain social order. Institutions such as Opalebo, Diopobe, Yotuhaza. Now, I'm using my own examples because I'm from Asaba here, and these institutions are very, very apt in these discussions like this. So we have the Omos, and then the 8 grades, the Omuada, and of course the Council of Elders. They act both as moral compasses and community habitats. These structures function not only to preserve tradition, but also to prevent deviant behaviors that threaten peace, harmony, and collective well-being. I believe that deviant behavior stems from the fact that many of our youths, even some adults, they are deviant because of the economic circumstances we have today, which the president talked about. Because then they look for a way of making ends meet, of earning a living. Many of them will run foul of the laws, even the traditions, in trying to get their way. So it is a topic that it is worth discussing, but at the same time, it is a topic that we have to be careful not to apportion blames, because at the end of the day, we will know that it is our responsibility as India and ANIOMA to ensure that this deviancy is reduced. But I'll quickly continue. In modern times, the influence of this traditional deterrence has been eroded by rapid urbanization, weakened intergenerational transmission of values, and the growing dominance of statutory governance systems. Yet, no modern government, no matter how structured, can function effectively without moral and cultural underpinnings that are rooted in the people's identity. Any government that attempts to just come and function in total disregard of the customs and tradition of the people is bound to run into conflicts with the institutions of those traditions, the institutions of those people. This is why bridging the gap between governance and culture is not an option. It is a necessity. Governance requires legitimacy, and legitimacy is strengthened when policy and law resonate with the people's cultural consciousness. When our cultural institutions collaborate with state governance, the deviance gap more effectively. For instance, traditional sanctions such as communal disapproval or ostracism, still carry weight where statutory law may be slow or cumbersome. The mediation of elders, the moral suasion, can be escalated to help escalate conflicts before it hardens into criminality. The role of the women, the leadership of with their leaders the almost role as custodians of moral and no mother's role in family and community. Enforcing discipline remain invaluable tools in guiding youth behavior. So in practical terms, leadership must begin to deliberately incorporate these cultures into governance framework, from dispute resolution to youth mentorship and community development. By doing so, we ensure that culture is not sidelined as relics of the past, but rather harnessed as instruments of governance that resonate with our people's lived realities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's lecture is a call to reflect and to renew our minds. We must ask ourselves, how do we preserve the moral authority of our traditional institutions while at the same time ensuring they adapt to contemporary challenges? These are the questions that I'm going to task Ndike to further deliberate on. The avenues will no doubt, and the answers, will no doubt enrich our discourse. So on behalf of distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko, I commend the ANIOMA, the Elders Association, for combining this important value and towards building a delta knot where governance and culture truly walk hand in hand. I thank you all. Dalu.
Afwekune, Eku Anona, Dalushine. All right, we'd also love to invite, but just before they come around, another cultural display, another very important group right here. But just before they come around, we'd like to say welcome to some very important personalities who joined us here while the event was going on. Okay. Welcome to Otu Swanese Faithful Group. Thank you. They're all beautifully dressed, adorned.
He became the only senator from Delta State appointed into constitutional amendment. So that committee, the committee assigned responsible to look into issues of state creation and other items need the constitutional amendment in changes in our constitution. So I now bring you back again after the inauguration of the technical committee, which was done in Ogwauku just this year. I've told you that we all gathered here, about 3,000 of us gathered here last year and endorsed that Ned Nwoko. This year, June 15th, under the chairmanship of Yasaba of Asaba, joint chairmanship of Day of Abo, I gathered about 200 people, this time members of the technical committee, and they were inaugurated in Ogwauku this year. Some of you were also there. Since the technical committee, we have moved very, very fast. Since the setting up of that inauguration, after the inauguration, we have moved very, very fast in everything I name it on the operation of ANIOMA Street. The bill which Ned sponsored that gave birth to officially all we are doing successfully passed through the first reading, passed through the second reading, and we had a very successful outing across the whole of the Uyo, Ikote Bene. Our people, our delegations were there, our traditional rulers were there in their hundreds. Then in Enugu, where I personally led the delegation that left, comprising 7 of our traditional rulers and about 150 of our youths. To Enugu. What did we go to do? We went there to present our memoranda, our powerful memoranda, and defended it very well. That the quest for ANIOMA state, it is the oldest agitation for the state of our own in Nigeria today. So it has been an error, or rather or maybe an oversight, but we are not telling them that it is our turn. And thank God, it is our turn, and we must have ANIOMA state. Thank God we have a senator who is working day and night, pushing it, consulting. I'm happy to inform this August gathering. I'll give you this information to know that he has been working hard. We have 109 senators in the Senate, correct? Out of that 109, 91 senators have signed a document in support of the creation of ANIOMA state. These senators all agreed that yes, ANIOMA state must come to be. For the third reading and the passage, but when 91 states already supporting us, the third reading, every ANIOMA son and daughter, because I had Gabia to ANIOMA land to ask you, me, all of us, yes or no, you want ANIOMA state? And we are working hard to say 100% yes. 100% yes. Because President touched a bit on the advantages of our own state. Numerous things coming to ANIOMA. Now, I am only one senator. If ANIOMA state will have how many? 3. Now we have how many members of the House of Reps? 1. 3. Now ANIOMA state will have 11. So you can see on representation, that's politically, we are going to be more represented now in Abuja. Then come down to our ability to look after our state, the economic viability of ANIOMA state. Begin with Ndokwa. The oil and gas reserves of Ndokwa will automatically become part of ANIOMA. Come down to the rich agricultural production through Eka. Come down through to Anyoto Shimi. All we can do, the industries that will be set up. President Kwokuna, Ndomwani, but I can assure you that unemployment in ANIOMA state will drop very drastically soon after the creation of ANIOMA. Because the priority, Gabo, to bring development closer to our people, to open the doors of employment, to improve our health care, to improve education, and by all means possible to fight poverty, so that our people can raise their head in dignity and count themselves as worthy sons and daughters of ANIOMA. Therefore, I want to encourage all of us, let us be proud that we are a people, a unique people. Our chairman told us, I am a unique people, proud sons and daughters of ANIOMA, and let us get ready to welcome that day. I can announce that the president assigned the creation of ANIOMA state. And I believe it will come soon. ANIOMA,